adaptive UI, we've gone for years taking 30 minutes plus to actually apply for a job. What does adaptive UI mean other than the opportunity to actually finally utilize my smartphone to be able to apply for a job?
So it depends on the persona.
Okay.
If you're a candidate, adaptive UI could be implementation of micro UIs within a user experience. So based on an activity that you take in a conversation, a user experience appears that encourages an action. You engage with that action, a new user experience appears. So instead of it just being a back and forth, I'm answering screening questions and I'm clicking submit, based on the screening questions that I'm answering, am I seeing something different? Am I experiencing something new? Am I being presented content that's relevant to that moment?
Yeah.
If I'm on the back end of the equation, and I'm a recruiter, adaptive UI is I log into my platform every single day, and based on how I use that experience, what's the first thing I see? Do I see my interviews? Do I see the candidates that are going to be a fit for my job? Do I see a dashboard that's going to tell me exactly where there's stopgaps in my workflow? And how do we not only learn from how users interact with our product and show them the experience we think that's going to be relevant to them, but also give them the controls to move it around? Think Canva for like ATS.
Yeah.
That's, I think, really what we're after. And I think it's going to be interesting. What will be cool about that experience is when we start to talk to other agents. When you were talking about moving to a recruiting AI company and pivoting, a big piece of our strategy is to leverage best of breed products around certain workflows. So think conversational interfaces or agents for insight. We could go build that ourselves. We have data sets, we have engineers, but are we going to be subject matter experts at agents for people analytics?
Right.
No. Probably not. Or agents to do external sourcing? Probably not. We don't have access to that many profiles. But if we can speak to agents and they can feed us information, then we can use that UI to serve up relevant experiences from other platforms into the same user experience. So you have one place to go, one flow of work, and an experience that is going to help you move faster, hire more simply, make hiring easy.
So the experience, we've been talking about candidate experience forever because it relatively sucked, right? But recruiter experience, hiring manager experience, really haven't talked about that. But it also sucks.
Yes.
So this adaptive framework is really what I'm hearing, and help me through this. What I'm hearing is this is more broad-based for anybody touching this system.
Correct. Yes. And it extends even into apps like Slack or Teams.
Okay.
So if I want to be notified about certain types of behavior, how do those notifications extend to the platform I log into the most?
Yeah.
And how can I take action within that platform, maybe even get an immediate response to that action, or a follow-up response a couple hours later within the flow of activity that I'm experiencing every single day. I spend most of my day in Slack and email and Zoom. I would love for hiring to actually really interact with those experiences instead of having to go, inevitably, SSO, thank you, our security people. You have to go one login, make sure everything's all working, pull out your authenticator app, then you have to go find the page.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be that hard. I mean, most systems have incredible APIs these days, although I would say recruiting tech, HR tech is a bit behind. We should be able to extend those activities to other places and respond with really meaningful content in those platforms that right now isn't happening. Yeah.
So Smart Recruiters is really a long-standing brand now, but you're starting to bring it back into, it feels like, startup mode. Talk a little bit about that. Being a leader in an organization, you're going from one to the next. Now, not just a pivot from ATS to AI, hiring with AI, but also going from a mode of long-standing name to we're back in startup mode.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, because that's a change management scenario for any leader, number one. And number two, I would also assume that's pretty exciting for a lot of people.
It's exciting for me. It's exciting for the team. I think one thing about Smart Recruiters that never left us was this like real energy and attitude that we wanted to change something, to drive impact. I think a lot of organizations, as time goes on, as they get really big, as they're acquired and rolled into other organizations, is they lose where they came from.
Yes.
I don't think that we did. I think we were so invested in trying to make customers happy for a long time that we realized that our customers needed us to lead them, not the other way around in some ways.
Finally, somebody said it.
Hopefully that's a good thing.
Yes.
But the
subject matter
like
expert.
we have more data. We have more access to new technologies. We're seeing what's working for people and not working for others.
Right.
And when pressed with a topic like AI, they come to us and go, I don't even know where to start. No one's giving me this education. This topic is so nascent that I really need somebody to be my subject matter expert, my mentor, and to help me make this transition, especially since my job feels like it's at risk. I'm a recruiter and I'm getting all this feedback that my job's being eliminated, or in some cases, my team has been reduced by greater than 50%.
Right.
And I think we came to this moment where there was a lot of change internally at Smart Recruiters, and we realized that the stagnation we were feeling was as a result of us not just taking the reins. And it was a good moment for our product CEO to step in, because product is what's going to drive differentiation. Mm-hmm. It's going to drive innovation. It's going to get people excited. It's going to attract more prospects. It's going to generate growth. And we're just leaning into that, leaning into products that are going to change the way we hire. And revenue is going to be important. It's going to follow. But we have to start with great, high quality, high impact products that have measurable value to our customers and are helping them make that transition, that leap. And I think we've done that well by just all being aligned, all understanding that's the objective, and all being sort of leaned into the moment and excited by it.